Just another complete performance. Really proud of Deloy stepping in there. We talk about it all the time, just like Tate last night. When things don't go perfect, you just got to dig in there. I thought he did a really good job his last 2 innings, and then Jake Lanke just continues to throw the ball really well for us. Obviously Coupe, man, just swing of the day, just who he is. He doesn't change when the lights are bright, and so, just so proud of him. It's 3 years of putting in work, and that's a second, grand slam, but it's the work he puts in the cages, and he's always ready to go whenever we call his name.
You went into the season knowing, who you had to put on the field, yet he's still, whenever you call on him, he's taking advantage of all his chances so far this year.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that. Like, you can't grip the bat too tight, and if you're not in the mix, these guys want to do so well. They want to contribute. It's a selfless thing. They really want to do it, but until their name's called, and once they do get a shot, you can't go in there. We've all been in that spot, right, where you're trying to press and make things happen when you get a chance, and he's done a really good job of handling that balance. It's kind of why he got a little bit of run last year for us. He just came in and stepped up.
You obviously have the lineup 1 to 9, but you got probably 10, 11, 12, 13 that's as good as anybody too. What's it like having that so much depth? We kind of knew that coming this season, but to have that kind of depth, have guys you can switch in and out, and injuries and everything else.
Yeah, we talked about it. You sit there and you tell guys we're going to need guy number 15. And so, I think obviously you want to be able to say you're running the same guys out there and everybody stays healthy and different things happen, but that's just not the reality of what this 56-game sprint is. And so, we just try to put guys in the best positions possible, so when their name's called, it's whether it's favorable matchups for them, and if it's not favorable, then guess what? We're not expecting extraordinary things out of them, and that goes for anybody. Pitching, defense, we put you in the play defense, trying to put you in the best spot possible, put you in the pitch. If we know we're putting you up against a tough run of hitters, we're not expecting you to go strike everybody out.
Coach, Jared Avincula this week, 8 hits, 8 RBIs, including 3 hits and 3 RBIs today. What are your thoughts on just overall the run he's been on at the plate, and what's the message when you've got a player, group of players who've just been as hot as he is, as the team has been at the plate?
Yeah, I think it's all about just, we talk about going 9 versus 1, right? That it can be somebody different every day, and he's such a tireless worker and wants to make it happen so bad, and that's the great part is, guys that have hit, they always hit, and so, for him to go up and be a consistent performer in the ACC says a lot. To go up in the Cape, and perform every time he's gone up there. That's the thing is, man, it's like, don't let so-and-so get hot. And when so-and-so's going good, then, it just brings a little bit of pressure off somebody else. For me, I think it's all about consistently staying line drive hitter. And those 2 balls he hits out yesterday were not, he wasn't trying to do too much. Even Coupe, that was not coming out of his shoes swinging the bat. We've seen him do it so many times. And so, no, but Jaron, he has a great spot in the lineup here, and he's as dangerous as anybody. It may not be the same, physical prowess or whatever it is, stepping to the plate, but man, he's as tough as an out as we have in our lineup.
What was the plan with Lanke as far as how long you were going to let him go? And it just seemed, even when he got behind in the count, he had the ability to come back and get the batter out, showed a lot of poise out there.
Yeah, he's been a winner for a long time. Played at the great travel ball teams, played at a great high school in Blessed Trinity. He's an Atlanta area kid that has always been a strike thrower, and he's worked really hard on adding new pitches. He's gained velocity, but he hasn't tried to cheat the process. It's been a mile an hour here, a mile an hour there. Coach Tambor's done a great job with him, and so it's exciting, man. He's such a good teammate. I told the guys post-game, it's like gasoline on a fire, man. When a teammate that's so selfless goes in and has success, Coupe's the same way. Knows his role, steps in. There's something to be said about just elevating the entire dugout.
Anything with Fernandez, any kind of injury thing, just kind of a chance to get him out early?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of wait and see. Once again, we haven't had anything major, and so we feel pretty good about it. Once again, Schmidt could have played today. We're gonna just keep going day by day and kind of see what happens. So don't be surprised to see him in there tomorrow.
You haven't had to go to your bullpen very much. I guess tomorrow you'll have a lot of guys available, in whatever roles you want to use them.
Yeah, like I said, it's a well-coached team. They'll be ready to go, and I think that they've fought early, and then we've done some things to keep them down, and it's a good dress rehearsal for ACC play because it's no different, man. You win the first 2 games of the series, you're that 3rd game away from sweeping and looking back in that 30-game stretch. We won the league by a game, so every single game matters. This group understands that, and they'll be ready to go at 12 tomorrow.